believe in personal growth through either meditation or spirituality or especially prayer, you're going to love what AI has discovered when they did a deep dive into the Bible. Um, it says right here, I watched another video that motivated me to make this one. So I think you're going to like it. My name is Deacon Nick. I'm a Catholic deacon. I also primarily work, I run a digital marketing agency, but I work with creators and influencers to help them monetize. Now, this video is going to be a little bit different than the other ones in the past because I discovered this and it just really opened my eyes to something. And I've been doing a lot of work with AI recently, as if you're one of my followers, you know. And this doesn't surprise me. It just really cleared some things up about how to pray. And lately, I've been looking into a lot of personal growth stuff. I had two very limiting beliefs. One, I've been doing meditation lately, and I'm looking at the different realities and how to control your realities, and et cetera, et cetera. Anyway, when I was a kid, and I remember this so clearly. My dad told me I was lazy. And he didn't like pound it into me, but he said it enough times that now I am, 50 years later, I remember this, right? And he said something like, Nick, you are lazy. You better find a real easy job because otherwise you're not going to make it in life. I just remember it so clearly. And another thing he told me, and this is traumatic, I guess, um, but he told me, make sure you make at least $1,000 a month when you take a job, because if you're not making at least $1,000 a month, you're going to hurt. Now, this is 1970, right? So that's not as bad. But here's what drills this in. Both of my parents died when I was in my teens. Well, I guess I was 20 or 21 when my dad died, but my mom died while I was in high school. So this really left this limiting belief on my soul, especially the lazy thing, right? And I've talked to my spiritual advisor about it. And lately I've been going through meditation and stuff to get this limit, to raise this limiting belief. I believe I've done it. Obviously, I'm doing okay for myself, right? But so when I read this, and what it's going to share is what it says. Scholars fed every biblical prayer into Grok, and what it decoded about God horrified them. Now, I'll leave the link down below explaining that you can go watch the whole video, but I'm going to summarize it, right? And the thing it doesn't say in the title that you'll see if you watch the video is it's not just every biblical prayer. It's every biblical prayer, Old Testament and New, that resulted in a miracle or in the prayer being answered, right? Like Hannah prays, Hannah was barren, right? She couldn't get pregnant. So her getting pregnant wasn't a miracle, but it wasn't until after she prayed in a certain way that she was able to get pregnant. And the video gives a whole bunch of examples, but and that's what they did. They took Grok AI, and they put every biblical prayer. They had to search the whole Bible for every biblical prayer that ended up in the prayer being answered or a miracle, right? Um, and then what I did with this is I took the video and information from the results of that video, and I put it into AI to break down the format for me. So I watched the whole video, but then I found myself all of a sudden I started taking notes like, okay, how do I pray in this way that seems that Grok has told me is most successful, most likely to lift a burden off of me or to help me grow or whatever you're praying for, right? Um, and then I'm writing this down. And I thought, wait a minute. So instead, I just took the video and I put it in, and I wrote a prompt telling it exactly what I wanted to do. But I've got the 4-step framework here. I've got the 4-step framework here that it summarizes exactly how to pray if you want to pray in the same way that AI tells us is the most successful. So I want to go through that with you here. I call it the miracle protocol, a simple guide to prayer based on the analysis of biblical prayer. And I'm going to add here biblical prayer that resulted in the prayer being answered. Oh, miracle. Exclamation point. Uh, so first, step one is the anchor. Focus on power, not the problem. Don't start by complaining about your problem. Like, oh Lord, I got a headache, help me, or whatever it might be. He knows you got a headache. So don't start by complaining about the problem. Start by acknowledging how big and powerful the system designer is, God, right? Now whether you call him God or the universe or Allah, whatever, right? But the simple step, think about something huge, like the size of the universe, of the complexity of DNA, and realize the power you're talking to is bigger than your current stress. I've heard years ago, I heard the expression, don't tell God how big your problems are. Tell your problems how big your God is, right? And I am awed all the time when I pray, thinking about the dude that created DNA, that created the universe, that created it all, listens to me, and even more, he's within me. And when two or more of us are gathered in his name, he's there. Like, what does he care? I mean, he does care, right? God is love, and I don't want to make this a sermon, but show him your awe. One of the seven gifts of the Holy Spirit is fear of the Lord. Show the Lord your love. Show the Lord um, that you respect him, and so that's what the framework says in the miracle protocol here. Don't just start going into, oh Lord, I got all these problems, I need your help. Focus on him, praise him, honor him, give him praise, give him thanks. Recognize how big he is and how lucky you are to have him in your life. So that's the first one. And I'll put a link for this so you can get this from me too. I'll put it all down in the description. Number two, alignment. Match your goal to the big picture. Prayer isn't a vending machine for selfish wishes. It works when what you want helps the world or fits into a bigger positive plan. Simple step. Ask yourself, how does what I'm asking for help me be help? How does what I'm asking for help me become a better person or help others? And so the successful prayers in the Bible, they framed it that way. Like Hannah didn't ask for a son because she wanted a nursery. She asked for a son because she wanted a leader to help other men. And I mean, there's a whole story behind it, right? Um, so align your match to the big picture. It's not, like it says, it's not a vending machine for selfish wishes. Like, Lord, I really, I got a nice 2021 car, but I want a new one. I want a 2026. So can you hook me up? And there was a time I prayed like that. Lord, I'm having money problems. I need money. Can you just help me find $1,000? I can't pay my rent, and stuff like that. So match your goal, match what you're asking for to the bigger picture. Don't ask for money. Ask for money because of what you can do with the money, because you want to help others. If you're in business, the best way to serve others, the best way to serve yourself is by serving others. People don't care what you want. They care what you can do for them, right? And number three, step three, surrender. Let go of the how. And this is a hard one, especially, fortunately, I am not a type A personality. I am like a type XYZ or something like that. I never did the test. My wife will tell you what I am. But let go of the how. Once you've asked, stop trying to control how it happens. And this is a rough one. Trust the system to handle the details step by step. Say and mean, I've done my part by asking. Now I'm going to let go of the stress of how it gets fixed. The answer will come to you, and that's hard. It's hard to grasp. It's hard to understand, and then it's hard to do, right? And like I said, I've been meditating lately. I'm listening about learning how to change your realities through meditation and spirituality and prayer, and just stepping back and saying, okay, I know. The theory is once you become that person that can achieve what you want to do, once you change your reality, you become that person will know what to do. Of course, you still have to make plans and goals and stuff like that, right? It's not like by magic, all of a sudden you're going to know how to do, how to do brain surgery or something like that, right? But let go of the how. Stop trying to control everything. And everyone who has went through this, and when I say this, I don't mean this prayer sequence. I mean, I'm pointing over there because I got all these notes on a board about beliefs and thoughts and emotion, because I've been working a lot on that. And everyone who seems to succeed at that says, I succeeded after changing my reality in a totally different way than I would have ever guessed. I succeeded like I wanted to, but I didn't take the same path I thought I had to take. So sometimes you just got to let go, right? You got to just let the control be in his hands. Number 4, persistence. Keep the connection open. It's not a one and done thing. It's about staying in the flow. In the Bible, and that's where it comes from. This Grok tells us after analyzing everything that they didn't just say this prayer once. It was a repetitive prayer. So don't just pray once and quit. Keep the mindset of course. Keep that mindset of focus, alignment, and trust active every day. Repeat your prayers. God's busy, I imagine, right? So, and then the quantum secret kind of wraps it all up. Think of your faith like an observer in a science experiment. By focusing with certainty, hold on, I got my Zoom overlay here. By focusing with certainty and following these steps, you help collapse all the messy possibilities into the one reality you actually need. Observe yourself. And that's something I never thought of until I started following Katie and some other, people that are helping me win the war up here. That you need to step out of yourself and you have to learn to become an observer. I've been reading the book, listening to the book. The book's about this thick. It's thousands of pages, I think. But reality transurfing is, Google it. It's really interesting. I'm not going to go into it right now, but it's a book written many years ago, or probably I think about 2 decades ago, called Reality Transurfing, and it talks about all this type of stuff. And it says you need to be able to step out of yourself and observe yourself. You need to be able to see yourself, see your new reality, see your new lifeline as an observer and watch yourself from the outside. And when you do that, it helps you control more what you're doing and pushes you forward. And I'm not going to go into all kinds of details, but think of your faith like an observer in a science experiment, like you're watching this happen. So I'll let you, like I said, I'll leave the links down below. They explain it better than I do. You can get the outline here. So focus on the power and not the problem. Don't make it, don't make it about your problem. Make it about God first when you're praying. Match your goal to the big picture. You can't just be thinking about yourself if you expect the same type of results that were given in the Bible. Let go of the how. Stop trying to control everything. Just let God be in control. He knows you much better than you'll ever know yourself. And then stay persistent. I hope this was helpful. It opened my eyes. It's literally changed how I pray. I may even do a homily about it at church one of these days. We'll see. Anyway, I'm Deacon Nick. Thanks so much for watching. And here I am again, never knowing how to turn this thing off. But I'm Deacon Nick. Thanks so much for watching. I love you guys. If I can help in any way, please do. If you're a creator and influencer, join our school group. It's at school.com/influencer school kit. We teach all kind of marketing and stuff like that. But thanks for being here. I love you guys. See you later. Bye.